This is Michael Gerace with Clearview Sewer Cams. It is December 3rd, 2020. We're performing a video waistline and attempting to video the sewer line as well, all the way out to the city sewer tie-in connection. We're at the back of the house right by the gas meter area. We're at a 3-inch ABS plastic waistline cleanout, and we are located at 15103 Otsego Street, Sherman Oaks, California, 91403. And again, it is December 3rd, 2020. We're going to zero out our camera monitor right here at the opening of the waistline cleanout so we get a good reading in case we need to try and locate something. So we're zeroed out and we're going to begin running through our waistline. We're probably going to have quite a few turns. Okay, our waistline immediately transitions to cast iron pipe and fittings. Making some turns. Hard to tell exactly what this is. This almost looks like vitreous clay. And we're at 8 foot 3 inches on the camera monitor. We're going to pause for just a moment, but we're going to run out a little bit. We're at 8 foot 3. We're going to run out a little bit. We have a pretty large offset right there at 10 feet on the camera monitor. And we were able to get past that area. We have a little bit of root intrusion. There's quite a bit of buildup. Get into some water and clean our camera lens off. So we're into vitreous clay. I'm just going to continue to run out. Again, we've got some buildup on the camera lens. Some root intrusion in the vitreous clay and quite a bit of buildup. We're going to have to push out kind of hard to get through this line. We're going to try and just push out as hard as we can. Now we're in a belly at 50 feet out. We're underwater. And then we transition to ABS plastic. We're going to try and pull back a little bit and see where we transition. If we can tell, we may be underwater. And we're underwater right here, so we can't really see it. Gonna keep pushing out. And we're still underwater, 63 feet. Got some debris sitting in the water. And we're at 70 feet. We're still underwater. And we've got some debris on the camera lens now. Try and pull back a little bit. This line's going down a little bit, but it's swirling and churning a little bit right in there. We're gonna pull back a little bit more. Looks like we have some water going down right here. We want to pull back and see where that water is standing at. We had a lot of debris in the line, and that was acting as a dam and holding the water back. right here we are definitely in standing water at 60 feet. When we get past this joint, we start to come out of it and we're grading a little bit. As you can see, the water's going downhill now, just past 60 feet. And we're draining a little bit in here, but we're holding a little tiny bit of water. It's almost flat because the debris in the water wants to churn and swirl instead of going down the way that it should. So it's not grading real well. It might have an 1/8 inch grade per foot instead of a 1/4 inch grade per foot, which is going to cause it to not drain as good. We got a lot of debris in there as well, and the debris won't go down as well if it's not graded out properly. We got some debris on the camera lens. Again, we're just going to try and push out, try and get out as far as we can, and then we'll try and rinse our camera lens. Camera lens is kind of washing off a little bit. ABS plastic, transitioning back to vitreous clay. Now we got some water running. We have an inspector in the house. We got some water running. Help us push out a little bit. Very difficult to push out. We're going to pause our microphone for a moment and try and push out. Okay, we're going to pause for a moment. We're going to try and locate this area. Okay, we've located this area right at the curb. So we're right at the curb on Otsego Street, and we're on the west corner of the property. It'd be I believe the southwest corner of the property. We're going to try and see if we can get out a little bit. May not be able to. May be very difficult because of all the turns. And it doesn't appear that we're going to be able to get out. I can't seem to push the camera at all. Right now it's just stopped. We did locate a mainline cleanout on the southwest corner of the house. and we put a flag there, an orange flag. We're going to relocate to that area, so we're going to have the water shut off and pull our camera out, and then we'll go ahead and move our camera equipment. We'll pull our camera equipment out and relocate to that mainline cleanout. I'll pause our mic for a moment. Okay, we've resumed recording, and we've got the water shut down pretty much, so we're going to begin pulling back. Now we're at the curb area on Otsego, and right at the curb area we have a considerable offset right there in the vitreous clay. As you can see to the right, you can see the full face of the piping from about the 1 o'clock area to about the 5 o'clock area, so that joint is shifted. Right now we don't have a major break there or a root intrusion, so that's good. Still have a little bit of water coming through the pipe. That joint appears to be in pretty fair condition. Have a little bit of root intrusion down at the bottom, but joint doesn't appear to be in poor condition. Appears to be in maintainable condition. Now we're pulling back, and we have another offset right here in this joint, and a little bit of a separation. It transitions to a section of ABS plastic piping, and that's right by the curb area in the parkway area. Again, no major breaks, no major root intrusions there. We're making a turn, and we're coming back up. Those joints appear to be in fair condition. Making another turn, and we're leveling out. So this section of the vitreous clay sewer line was replaced, and we're coming back toward the house and toward our waistline cleanout that is on the west side of the house, on the back side. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Still draining down a little bit. Right here it's graded where the water is flowing. It may be somewhere between 1/8 of an inch per foot and 1/4 inch per foot of grade. Now we come back here and you can see how the water's swirling. That's telling us that we don't have the proper grade right here. From this point, come back just a little tiny bit, and right in here is where the debris is swirling. See, it's swirling and it's not going down the line. Now we're holding some water from approximately the 65 or 66 foot mark. Those joints appear to be in fair condition. We've got a little bit of pipe offset toward the top. That may be just because of the coupling. And we have an inlet off to the side. And I believe that's our mainline cleanout that we located right at the side of the house, on that southwest corner of the house. We marked it with an orange flag. There is a 3-inch ABS plastic mainline cleanout. We're going to continue to pull back. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. And then we go right into darkness. We're holding water right here, and we're underwater completely at about 58 feet. We'll see how much of a belly we have in this area. The other area wasn't too bad. It was only a couple feet. Right here we've got about a 9-foot belly, and you can see there's more debris and buildup on the side walls of the piping because of the belly. And this is going back up under the house. There's more debris in there, and we're still holding a little bit of water. It's just not draining out great. This area needs to be, should be hydrojetted. I think we may have transitioned, it's hard to tell, we may have transitioned right in here too from ABS plastic to vitreous clay. Try and see. Now, this is on the side of the house, not under the house, excuse me. We're going to go ahead and we're going to try and locate. This is ABS plastic, and we're going to keep pulling back, and then we're going to locate this area. Hit the locator. We're going to locate this area. So we're going to pause right here for a moment. Okay, we are right at the side of the house, almost adjacent to that side yard. We're back a few feet from the side yard, and we are on the side of the house now. Continue to pull back. And we are in vitreous clay. Appears we have a little bit of root intrusion, and we have a belly still here. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Do have some bellies. Quite a bit of debris. Looks like we may have some root intrusion coming through the pipe right there as well. You can see that root at the top. We're going to stop and we're going to locate this area real quick. Okay, we marked this area with the roots at 2 foot 7 inches deep, right up against the house. On the back side of the house, which would be the west side, closer to the south end of the house, about 10 feet away from the end of the house. And we marked this area at 2 foot 7 inches deep. And we do have root intrusion coming through there. So we're going to continue to pull back now. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. We do have a little bit of an offset at the top, but not terrible. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. This line does need to be hydrojetted. It's got some buildup in it. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. Got a lot of buildup right here on the sides of the pipe, and we do have some root intrusion. There's some root intrusion in this joint. And there is a crack just inside the joint as well. Quite a bit of roots, kind of a tail of roots there. And we can see the stem coming. The main root is coming from this area. It's just growing down the pipe. The pipe doesn't appear to be broken, but needs to be hydrojetted and get the roots out of there. There is a pretty substantial crack though right in the center, right at the 6 o'clock area, starting at this joint and coming back toward us probably about a foot. We're going to locate and mark this area. Okay, we are at 2 foot 5 inches deep. We marked this area with an orange flag, and we are right at about 20 feet from the waistline clean out on the side of the house. We do have roots here, and we have a crack in the bottom of the piping. We're going to continue to pull back. It appears we also have some roots at the top of the pipe, possibly. Kind of hard to tell, but you can see that about the 12 o'clock area. We're going to go ahead and blow this up on our laptop and take a better look at it. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Very difficult to tell with this joint. Appears that there may be a crack, but there's so much debris that it's very difficult to tell. There is root intrusion in there. It could be the roots that we're seeing instead of a crack. But that area needs to be hydrojetted, cleaned out, and probably re-inspected. There's some more roots. And we have some fairly large roots in that joint. We have a pretty good separation, it looks like. And we may have a break in that joint off at about the 5 o'clock area. Again, difficult to tell until that line is cleaned out. Have some more debris, standing water. Some, looks like vegetables may have been put down the garbage disposal. A lot of debris in there though. Really hard to see exactly what's going on. Making a turn. Again, we have a pretty large offset right here. And this is right next to our clean out, pretty close to the gas meter area. We're going to pause and we're going to locate this area. Okay, this large offset is right next to the gas line coming up out of the ground that is running to the gas meter. And that's where this major offset is. You can see the entire face of the pipe. And we are at approximately 2 foot 1 inches deep. Okay, we marked this area right next to the gas line that is coming up and feeding the gas meter, and we are at approximately 2 foot 1 inches deep. Or maybe the line that's going off, it's very difficult to tell. It's a 1 inch gas line, and this may be the line feeding somewhere else. I'm not sure exactly where this gas line is going. But the gas line looks like it's going into the ground. It has a yellow ball valve. We have an orange flag right next to it. So we marked that area. And this is where the major offset is. A bit hard to get over. Okay, now we're going to just continue pulling back. And now we have a pretty good break in this joint, as you can see off to the right. This is the transition from the cast iron to the vitreous clay right here, and this joint is broken, and this is just behind the other joint. So this is at the house. So that's right at the house. We're going to continue pulling back, and now we're in the cast iron. We're underneath the house. Now we're pulling back toward our clean out. This is our waistline clean out. We're pulling back up and out of our waistline clean out. Going to move our camera equipment now to the front of the house, so we're going to pause for a moment. Okay, we've moved our equipment. We're on the southwest corner of the house. It's the back corner, and we did locate a mainline sewer clean out. 3-inch ABS plastic mainline sewer clean out that we located by the sprinkler manifold. This is our 3-inch ABS plastic mainline clean out. That's the cap, and we'll put an orange flag back there. We move the orange flag, and this is the side of the yard in the house. We're going to zero out our camera monitor again here, and we're going to begin running out. We couldn't get out all the way. We tried to get all the way to the city sewer, but we couldn't reach it. Okay, we're zeroed out. Now we're going to begin running through our ABS plastic mainline clean out. There's a minor offset in that joint, probably due to the band in the ABS plastic. No root intrusions. Making a turn. Now we're into the ABS sewer line, and we're heading out toward the curb area or toward the street area. Those joints appear to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. Couldn't get over the offsets in the vitreous clay at the curb area, but being a lot closer, hopefully we can get over these areas. And that joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. And now we're making a drop, making another turn. Now we're going to transition to vitreous clay right here. We're going to go in, we're going to have there's a little bit of an offset in that joint, but not terrible. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. It was this joint, we had a major separation. There's about a 2-inch separation in that joint at the curb. We should be able to jump over it pretty easy from here though. And that joint appears to be in fair condition. Now we're in the street. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition at this time. That joint appears to be in fair and maintainable condition. This is our 6-inch lateral in the street. This is a city lateral, but it is owned by the homeowner. It's the homeowner's responsibility from their property line to the city sewer tie-in connection at the city sewer saddle. We're going to continue to push out. That joint appeared to be in fair condition. That joint appeared to be in fair condition. That joint has a pretty good offset to it. No major breaks, no major root intrusion zone. We're dropping down into it, so the likelihood it'll pose a problem is very, very slim. A little bit of a separation here in this joint, but not terrible. Again, no root intrusion and no major breaks. That joint appears to be in fair condition. A little bit of an offset down at the bottom, but not terrible. And then our city sewer saddle connection. And the saddle appears to be in fair, maintainable condition, and that is our city sewer on Otsego Street. So we're at 73 feet 1 inches at the tie-in. We're going to begin to pull back now. We viewed all the joints. We have the one large separation that is somewhat concerning, but not terrible at this time. It's not broken, no major root intrusions. It may not hurt to install a CIPP, cured in place piping sewer liner, so that it will cover that area and support it and hopefully keep it from separating further and having a major problem. And this offset as well, it would cover the offset. That joint appears to be in pretty fair condition. And there's a large offset right there. That joint appears to be in fair condition. And then we're back at our ABS plastic to vitreous clay, where we have another offset. Pulling back, and now we're in ABS plastic from that point all the way back to the mainline sewer cleanout, and we only had a small offset in one of the joints, more than likely due to a Fernco coupling. It's an all rubber coupling with all neoprene coupling with stainless steel bands, and they're kind of light and they have a lot of give to them. They really shouldn't be used in these applications because they cause the piping to offset. Pulling back toward our mainline sewer cleanout. And that will conclude our video waste line and sewer line inspection.